Right then, so we will kick-start our very first Versus episode, and this is probably quite a long requested one actually. A few people have mentioned this in the comment section, and today what I want to do is pit Legendary Godzilla, the brand new MonsterVerse Godzilla, against the Cloverfield monster that we received in the first movie. So, first things first, to kind of just get the heights out of the way. So Legendary confirmed that their Godzilla is around 355 feet. He weighs in at an incredible, and this is an absolutely incredible, 90,000 tons. Whereas the Cloverfield monster is roughly around 300 feet and weighing in at approximately 5.8 thousand tons. So, in terms of just overall mass, Legendary's Godzilla has the Cloverfield monster. Obviously, size and its mass and overall kind of height doesn't really take into account in terms of an all-out battle. However, if we're pitting these two against one another, the Cloverfield monster is extremely quick. It was not a slow beast, and it managed to take an awful lot of artillery strikes. But having said that, we've got Legendary's Godzilla. This is the MonsterVerse Godzilla who took a monumental beating and consumed nuclear power to then throw it back at the Mutos. And also, if we're going to take this into account as an actual realistic battle, the Mutos were incredibly quick. They were so quick and very much comparable to the Cloverfield monster in terms of what they used as their weaponry. The Cloverfield monster has two massive front legs, which it used as kind of striking weapons. Similarly, very similarly, in fact, to the Mutos, who had those gigantic front legs, which were almost used as spikes / striking weapons. And we have the Godzilla, who can take an absolute pounding. Whereas we don't overly know whether the Cloverfield monster died from the hammer down protocol, the military strike that it had on it. So just from looking at its movie-based appearances, I would say Legendary Godzilla would absolutely take this. It would be an all-out battle. Clover would probably go for it, but Legendary's Godzilla can take an absolute pounding. You have the atomic breath. You have the fact that it took on two Mutos, which are very similar to the Clover monster. I absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, think that Legendary's Godzilla would wipe the floor with the Clover monster. Now, I'm not saying that it would wipe the floor with the larger Cloverfield monster, which we saw at the end of Cloverfield Paradox, but the original Cloverfield monster, absolutely. It was a baby as well. It had woken up and it was a bit disorientated and irritable. And that compared with Legendary's Godzilla, a slow, methodical, powerful beast, I don't think Clover would stand a chance. I think ultimately what would happen, Godzilla would come in, rip its hands off, blast atomic breath down its throat, and just throw it over to one side and plod off into the sea again. Obviously, that's just my opinion on this, but if we're basing it on overall size, overall power, what we've seen in its movie appearances, I without a shadow of a doubt think Legendary's Godzilla would blow Clover out of the water. There is an interesting thing to take into account here though, is that Cloverfield does have extremely thick skin. It is heat resistant and it can survive high pressures, but it's not immune to what Godzilla can throw at it. I don't think so anyway. Although it's heat resistance, we have no knowledge of whether it is nuclear resistant, which the atomic breath is, in essence, a nuclear breath, a nuclear strike in and unto itself. And with that much force and power and potentially being ripped down its throat, which we've seen, we know that Godzilla can do this, that's probably what would happen. And I think Clover would absolutely be demolished. But it's interesting. What do you guys think would happen with Legendary Godzilla versus the original Cloverfield monster? Do you think Clover would win? Do you think Legendary's Godzilla would win? Remember, Godzilla is, about 3.2 thousand tons heavier. He is about 55 feet taller as well. So do you think that he will have the advantage based on what we've seen with him versus the Mutos? And what do you think would happen with Legendary's Godzilla versus the unconfirmed size of the Cloverfield Paradox monster? Who do you think would win in that battle? Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. I know this is probably a bit off the cuff because I have never done a versus before. It's just my opinion, but I want to kind of get your opinion based off of all of this as well. So let me know down below in the comment section. As always, guys, I've been Mr. H. Until next time, I will catch you in the comment section.